Late stage Babylon is really kind of a spiritual diagnosis of the current era of political contention, of technological acceleration, and also of general kind of spiritual malaise. It kind of feels like the beginning of something, or even perhaps the end of something. And despite the fact that we're in a world that's seemingly obsessed with data and technological progress, certain mystical ideas are starting to kind of flood back into the zeitgeist. There have been quite a few incidents over the last couple of years where celebrities, people like Russell Brand and Kat Von D, have like really conspicuously converted to Catholicism, for instance. You also have, tech titans like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel publicly flirting with arcane ideas and funding occult research. Many establishment figures kind of trying to wrap their heads around the notion of non-human intelligence, which is something that could be incredibly threatening to the rationalist paradigm if found certain. Since he lived through many of the sort of upheavals of the 20th century, from fascism to, the rise of communism, and also the rise of this sort of very rigid secular paradigm. And part of the reason I think Jung is so important is because his work was kind of an intervention into that. And he attempted to really point out a lot of the failures of this rigid rationalism and many of the predictions he made about where rigid rationalism would take us and what would happen if it failed are coming true right now before our very eyes. I attempt to take a lot of his kind of predictions about the future and a lot of his sort of assertions about the issues with the Western psyche and apply them very, very imminently to the current paradigm. I talk about the Jungian archetypes that are currently constellating in the collective unconscious. I explore Jung's idea of the Antichrist, which is an incredibly important symbol for this era. Looking at other Christian mystics like Rudolf Steiner, even like Meister Eckhart. It's really about what I like to call the post-secular age.